Hello and welcome to Reality TV Cringe. I'm one of your hosts, Delia, the redhead. I'm here with my real tight homegirl and my daughter-in-law, Beatrice.
That's me.
The greenhead. We are here, unfortunately, under duress, bitch, to talk about Polyfamily.
But we're finally done with it. This is the finale.
Well, we have to talk about how TLC pulled the plug on this
Girl.
prematurely.
Yeah.
But before we do, we have to warn you to please hide your wife and hide your kids. This is a politically incorrect podcast. We say a lot of bad words. We have dumb opinions.
Objectively.
And we're not going to apologize.
No, why would we?
So if you're sensitive,
I don't know why you're here.
you might want to find yourself another dumpster.
Bye.
But if you're ready to meet your long distance girlfriend in the dumpster, welcome, to this dumpster.
And if you like what we do over here, please be sure to follow us on the Instagram at Reality TV Cringe and join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Reality TV Cringe. We have so much bonus stuff up on there, uncensored videos, after shows. We just started covering The Valley.
The Valley
And
with
it's
Jax
lit.
Taylor.
My God, so crazy.
Brittany Cartwright.
Crashing out in rehab and everything.
So great.
So
Rage,
awesome.
texting, and everything.
Love it.
So good. So yeah, join us on Patreon.
Yeah.
If you are watching on YouTube, first and foremost, you look lovely today.
You're
Thanks
gorgeous.
for showing up and showing out.
Yeah.
Please do not forget to like and comment and share and subscribe because truly every little thing you do helps us to grow. And when we're growing, we're getting fatter. And when we're getting fatter, we're winning, bitch.
Yeah.
And so everything you do truly helps. Thank you in advance.
Thank you.
So they pulled the plug
Honestly,
on
good.
Polyfamily.
I'm glad.
And they did it in such a strange way.
Very weird.
They aired 2 episodes on the same night, which was last Tuesday.
Yep.
And they kind of left us with other storylines somewhat hanging.
Yeah,
For example,
cliffhangers.
this Lexi girl, we'll get there,
cares?
and the vasectomy stuff, and Alicia clearly being bullied and abused.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot going on,
Yeah.
but like it's just done.
Yeah, we're done.
It's over.
Honestly, good.
Why do you think they did that?
Because they're terrible. Because of all the allegations that came out of Sean. Because he's allegedly a predator and he's
In our opinion.
disgusting degenerate, in our opinion. And like maybe because it didn't get the praise that they thought it would. Because I feel like I've been seeing all these comments and stuff on Instagram and Reddit. People hate these people.
Very much so.
I mean, I agree.
Deeply do they hate these people. And yeah, there's nothing redeemable about them. There's certainly nothing likable.
They disgust me.
Nothing attractive, like that would bring me back. Not like sexually or physically, although that too. Like there's nothing attractive that would bring me back to this show. They're like all despicable degenerates. And I just like don't want to watch them. Like I literally had a hard time not looking away. Like keeping my eyes on my television set because I'd rather look anywhere else than at these 4 fucking slobs.
Listen, after Taya jerked off Sean in the bathroom to get his sperm sample,
I was astral.
I zoned out.
I was visiting with Jesus and Buddha, just having like a beautiful time. I am not hanging out on the earth to watch that crap.
I am not at
Beatrice.
all. I'm just like, what about your rules though? What about you? I can't. These people are so gross.
Yeah, they're really gross. And it's so strange what people are willing to put out there for like national consumption. Like I think they thought they were cooking, as the kids say.
Oh yeah.
They thought they ate with that one.
They're like, we're just a wholesome family and we're trying to normalize
so great
it.
for our TikTok.
Yeah.
And for our sponsors. People are just going to love it. We're going to get multiple seasons and we're going to get so rich and so famous. No.
You were probably more popular on TikTok.
You probably were, but now you have an entire TLC fan base as well as the internet mobilized to take your asses down because there's something very funky and fishy going on in your Lebanon, Oregon house. Speaking of Oregon.
Yeah.
You're dressed like an Oregonian tonight.
I'm channeling my Oregonian roots.
Like, I'm not from Oregon.
Yeah.
I've been there once or twice, but like you kind of look like you're from Portland or something.
Yeah, it's almost like I am.
Yeah. Looks great on you.
Thanks.
But not on these hoes.
No.
Yeah. So everything is bad about this. I can't imagine that they're going to come back for a season 2. I think there were rumblings like back in the spring that they were planning on a season 2, but I do not think they even finished season 1. I think they just pulled it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, TLC, do you not have a legal department? Like, you're showing children nationally on television that could potentially, allegedly, in my opinion, be maybe in danger or something.
Right.
There's like some creepy behavior and you're showing it and therefore almost platforming and endorsing it. Like, don't you have lawyers that would say, pull this show right now? Maybe they do. And maybe that's why they did.
Maybe. Or I'm just like, if you have these allegations that are out in the ether and out in the world, and if they are not true, which I hope they're not. Like, yes, I hope they're completely unfounded. I hope that Sean actually is not a predator. Like, I really hope for the safety of the kids. Like, if that shit is not true, then why don't you just, like, come out and say that? Why don't you just come out and, like, talk about Sean's past and talk about, like, these allegations and, like, that they're completely unfounded and not true and he was investigated wrongfully or whatever. But no, the fact that we're just, like, not talking about it, it's completely silent, we're just brushing over it, he covers up his tattoos, and we're just acting like nothing happened, that makes me think that there's some truth to that.
Maybe they did some digging a little too late and found out that some of these allegations have some veracity.
Right.
And so they didn't want to take the risk. But, you know, I just want to make a prediction because I'm old enough to remember when reality TV first started. And I'm not talking about like Candid Camera. I'm talking about like The Real World.
Oh,
like I watched every season of The Real World.
So
and in the beginning of reality TV, it was reality.
Yeah.
It was people actually
real life
fighting and people actually getting along and people hooking up. And it was like raw, gritty, but most of all, it was truthful.
Right.
You know, and then we go through a couple of decades of that and the pendulum always swings. And just as society has become or did become a bit more politically correct, so too did a lot of our programming and movies follow suit. And that affected reality TV. And I think that's why we see TLC like caping for so many of these absolute villains and abusers on their platform and pretending that it's not happening because maybe they want to protect the family, maybe they want to protect themselves, but also maybe because they don't want the outrage and the uproar from society if we actually saw these people's true lives and talked about the real things that are happening, like what's going on with these allegations, Sean.
Right.
And I just learned in these last 2 episodes that you've been with Taya not 6 years, but 9 years. And she's 29. So she was 20. That means you were what, 38? How old were you?
Right.
Like, this sounds like grooming to me. Like, why don't we have these conversations? So what I'm saying is I think the pendulum is starting to swing back in the other direction. I think people are falling off of reality TV because of the overproduction, because of the manipulated timelines like we see on Sister Wives every week. Like, when did this happen? What year did this take place? People are getting sick of it. I think viewership is definitely down. And so you're going to have to come back to showing real people, real storylines, and giving us what it really is. Otherwise, I'm not interested.
No, and that's the thing. That's what it feels like for me. It's like you're trying too hard to produce drama when there's just like a lot of drama already behind the scenes of just people like being people. Like, I don't know, like in my life, there's like drama in my life sometimes and it's interesting. There's drama in your life. There's drama in everyone's life. Just platform that.
Right.
Like, it's going to be infinitely more interesting when you have people's genuine reactions to things and them living their genuine life instead of having them read off a script and have them portray a particular storyline that the TLC producers deem to be dramalicious.
The blood type of it all.
Oh my God!
Which we called out, all of us called out in the first episode or second episode as absolutely stupid.
And now we have it.
Yeah. Now we have in the final episode. Oh, my bad. I mean, I guess I should have just scrolled down one Google entry.
AI.
Yeah. And actually read what it has to say. But I'm just doing this for a storyline. Therefore, it is fake. And nobody is actually interested, which is why you're not going to get a season 2.
Right.
Now, I'm not advocating for truly debaucherous reality TV to return. I think that that polarity of it is also somewhat problematic. But it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, get these producers out of here, man.
Right.
And you see it on The Valley with Bravo. You see Sheena and Lala coming back to The Valley. Like, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
Overproducing, and they're showing up immediately overproducing themselves.
Yep.
Therefore, making it all inorganic and lame.
Yeah.
Like, how come we see this, know this, and talk about this, but these producers for TLC, Bravo, and all these other networks can't seem to get it? I don't understand.
I don't get it at all. Well, because people still watch it. So they're like looking at it just from a purely like statistical standpoint of like, well, but we still have viewership. We still have fans.
Yeah,
we
but
still
The
have people
Valley went
recapping.
down.
That's
The ratings were cut at
And
least
Sister
in
Wives.
half. Sister Wives, the ratings have been going steadily down.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to know what the ratings are for Polyfamily. Well, I'm not very curious, or else I would look it up
Yeah, I
instantly.
don't
But
even
I'm just
care.
like, I bet it's bad because
yeah.
if the ratings were there, I think TLC would continue with the full season 1.
Yep.
But I think the combination of the ratings not being there and Sean allegedly being a creepy predator
Yep.
is why we pulled the plug. And I'm glad we did.
Honestly, me too.
I don't want to continue to watch this.
Even like Sean aside, nobody else on this cast is even likable. Like, I hate Taya.
I hate her so much.
I hate
Every
Taya.
single scene, she's got the same face. She's
Yep.
like slouching on some couch somewhere, frowning at somebody with a baby at her breast. I'm like, it's giving brain dead.
Yep.
It's giving narcolepsy. It's giving, are you even here right now?
Well, and like every scene is centered around Taya. It's Taya goes to the date. Taya gets dealing with postpartum. Taya jerks off Sean in the bathroom. Taya wants to go on a date with Lex. Taya wants this. Taya wants that. And I'm like, I don't care about this woman at all.
There's nothing desirable, wonderful, or lovely about Taya. So I'm just like wondering what producer walked into Lebanon, Oregon, and into this farm and like, oh my God, you're a star, Taya.
Well, it's because of their TikTok. Because I think Taya's the one that's been in charge of the TikTok.
Social media, I guess.
Yeah.
But I just...
But I'm just like, sometimes things
she's such a dud.
Well, and like sometimes things on social media, just because they're popular on social media doesn't mean it's going to translate to everyone else. Because like social media is like a particular audience, and a lot of social media is a bunch of bots too. So I'm just like, I'm questioning how popular they even are on TikTok. And then you have them on this show and I'm just like, they're the worst. I don't want to follow them in their life. I don't care about their life. I'm actually worried about their children.
Yes, legitimately.
And I just, like, I hate them.
I hate them
so
as well.
much.
I did see that Taya dropped like an Instagram post, or I don't know where she posted it, but basically saying that reality TV is the most dehumanizing thing she's ever experienced, which I can see from a meta position. I can zoom out and see how she probably didn't expect this because she's so popular on TikTok and Instagram or whatever. So she probably thought that it was going to go well. And no, you're in a dumpster, bitch.
Yeah.
You've got two women who have eyes and intuition. We're fake psychics. We can see right through you, hood. And we're not politically correct. We will tell you what we think about you and your yoga pants. And your Humpty Dumpty husband predating on children allegedly, in my opinion. I'm calling it out. And the thing is, if you were a decent person, if you were a nice person, like if you were giving anything whatsoever of value, like I wouldn't be coming for your neck the entire time. But you are all terrible people except for
Alicia.
We say this every week. I don't have, but truly, these last 2 episodes,
I felt
this
bad.
woman is being isolated and bullied by the entire group and neglected. And I don't know what else is happening behind the scenes because I feel terrible for her. And sometimes, you know, you're in these abusive relationships and you lose your way so profoundly that you can't see the forest from the trees. You don't even realize you're in a toxic situation because you've acclimated like the frog in the pot. And that's Alicia. She's acclimated to this terrible, terrible situation. And I really hope she's on social media. I really hope she's in Reddit. People are posting directly to her. Alicia, if you're reading, please read this.
I know. Well, I saw on their Instagram, because the Polyfamily, they all have their own like Instagram accounts, but Taya's the most popular. And she posted a reel of Alicia and Sean and his Humpty Dumpty ass watching themselves on TV. And Alicia was like cringing at her behavior. And it was like Taya filming Alicia cringing at her own behavior and like hiding behind a blanket because she doesn't want to see herself cry all the time, and how she was embarrassed. And I'm just like, this is so weird. I'm like, this is your guys' like real behavior though. Like, Alicia's genuinely crying in these episodes for multiple reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a lot. And you guys are like filming her reacting to it and then posting it on Instagram to make her even more uncomfortable. And like all of the comments are like, Alicia, leave. Blink twice if you need help.
Right. It's really distressing.
Yeah.
And so there's a couple of comments. The first comment is production sucks. Y'all need to do better for a
real.
variety of different shows. And the second comment is like, this is a very bad actual situation in Lebanon, Oregon. And somebody needs to go and check it out and make sure everybody's okay, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was our preliminary commentary. Before we get into, I want to say, can we just
breeze,
hit the main points? We do not need to recap scene to scene, Huddy.
No.
Hit the main points, recap, and wind this down.
I mean, I just like the theme for me for these last 2 episodes is I feel bad for Alicia because like we have this like date that she goes on with Sean. So like Taya got an overnight date at the coast and she got edible body paint. And Alicia gets some stupid booty ass painting date with Sean where they drink terrible IPA beers and talk about their lack of a sex life. And Sean makes mean comments to her about how she's vanilla and how they don't have sex a lot because she's vanilla.
And like, why do you need to have boundaries? Like, why are you so upset because everybody talks about all the sex they're having, just not with you? Like, why does that hurt your feelings?
Yeah.
He gets off.
He does.
On offending her.
Yeah, he
and
likes
making her feel bad.
And he likes to talk about sex because he's a perv.
Allegedly.
But like he likes to talk about it and likes to make Alicia uncomfortable. And he's also like in this dynamic where he's apparently getting fucked a lot by Taya. And he just wants everybody to know that even though he's a disgusting
small penised, allegedly
round human,
big back, big booty, back
he's
rolls.
He's still getting it.
Okay.
And I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about these people having sex, but they want us
to think about them having sex. That's like their main kink.
That is their main kink.
It's not even being being polyamorous is not a kink. And so let me clarify that. But I mean, it's not even about the polyamory. It's about like the sex talk, the sex stuff, wanting to eat another box. It's like in the pursuit of sex 24/7.
All the time. And then you have all of that juxtaposed with this scene where Alicia and Tyler go to this carousel in Albany, Oregon, and they talk about Alicia's mom who died of cancer when she was 18, which is absolutely fucking tragic. And they're going to dedicate like a carousel animal to her mom. And then Alicia starts crying about the fact that she doesn't have a relationship with her only living parent, her dad, because he doesn't accept her deviant lifestyle with these deviant people and it doesn't accept these other kids as his grandchildren. And then we go right back to like talking about sex.
Right.
And talking about Sean going to test his sperm sample because he got a vasectomy and how he needs to jack off into a cup and he needs Taya's help to jack him off into the cup.
Yeah, but like he was supposed to wait 3 days before he jacked off, but he just couldn't do it because he's having so much sex. Didn't you know that? But like back to Alicia and the issue that she's having because she misses her family.
Yeah.
Because again, I assert she's being isolated from her family and the entire quad is telling her that her dad is a bad person. And we're being led to believe it's because he's bigoted against polyamory. Whereas I would like just to offer the counterpoint is that maybe he's heard what we've heard though.
Yeah.
Maybe just like the rest of the polyamorous community in Portland, allegedly, as per Reddit, like everybody heard about this creepo, Sean. And so maybe Alicia's father heard that too. Maybe that's why he's like, I love my biological kids. I love you. Maybe I love Tyler. I don't know why he would have any respect for Tyler.
For real.
But like, I'm not going to support this relationship. Like there's something very wrong here. Maybe that's what's actually happening, Alicia.
Maybe. But like the way that they describe it is like Taya recounts birthday cards. Like she talks about Alicia's dad signing like love papa to Alicia and Tyler's eldest kids, but then to the younger 2-year-olds who can't read, love his name and like doesn't say like he's their grandpa or something. And that sends Taya and Sean over the edge, and they make Alicia give her dad an ultimatum that if you don't accept me and my gross husband as part of this polycule,
Mhm.
then we're going to be no contact. And it's like, does Alicia want that though?
No, she doesn't want that. And she's trying to sit them down and have the conversation with them. But there is no grace.
None
there
at
is
all.
absolutely no empathy. Taya is just sitting there, you know,
Mean
breastfeeding her baby and just mean mugging and cannot relate because of course she's got her entire family around her in Portland. We're
Yeah.
constantly seeing her mother and her other family members. So she has all the support that she needs. And so as long as that's the case, then who gives a fuck about what Alicia might need?
Yeah.
And it's really sad. And Alicia's sitting there crying like her heart out. And then there's Tyler. And I'm just like looking at Tyler, you simpering mess of a man.
Such a weasel.
Like, yeah, you can't even speak with your full chest and tell them to back off or get your lady out of there and have a conversation. Now, he tries to have a bit of a conversation when they're at the carousel, but even that is just a doddering. He's just ineffectual.
No,
he's
yeah.
so milquetoast. There's nothing potent about him. And I know he wants to work out and he's got his Instagram where he's lifting weights, but you're like not even a man.
No.
But you allow these two predators allegedly
Yeah.
to treat your wife like this.
Mhm.
And you're helping them
Yeah.
to alienate her from the rest of her support system, a support system that she could have. But nope,
No.
we've got these abusers allegedly in the house.
He's like total shadow Pisces where like he doesn't care about any emotion at all. Like he only cares about fucking Taya. He only cares about the edible body
Mhm.
paint and like having this cool arrangement and getting kinky and stuff. Like
Mhm.
at the carousel, he says something like, I don't even know how to be comforting to Alicia and I don't know how to deal with her emotions. So he just sits there and like awkwardly smiles
Mhm.
while she's like literally sobbing about the loss of her mom and like dealing with navigating her relationship with her father and like
Mhm.
trying to confront him about accepting her
They're horseshit.
and their bullshit. Like, and it's just so weird.
Mhm.
And that was like what made me really start hating this and start zoning out because I'm just like, man, you guys don't care about Alicia's feelings in any way.
You guys actually don't care about each other.
Y-
You just only care about banging each other.
Yep.
Like there's no actual real love relationship between
Yep.
the four of you. It's just an opportunistic parasite relationship.
100%.
And then there's Alicia who's thinking that this is all organic and true and real. And she's actually
Mm-mm.
trying to accomplish something in this polycule. And I'm like, Alicia, I need you to wake up.
Go to therapy and leave them and then sue for custody and get your kids out of there. Because
It's a terrible situation.
it's absolutely awful. I just like don't see like what Taya and Sean even bring to the table that's like positive besides I guess childcare. And if that's the case, like and Sean's actually a predator allegedly, then like that's not good.
No, it's not good at all. Well, maybe they bring from TikTok money. Maybe they helped to pay for that farm. I was looking around. The
At
farm
the
is
expense of your
quite
kids.
beautiful. Yeah, but
Yeah.
maybe they're bringing financial support. I don't
Maybe.
know.
I don't know. I hate it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And then, like, the last episode, we get into the blood type conversation, like, right off the bat with Taya going to lunch with her mom at McDonald's or something. And her mom's like, oh, I'm a nurse. Let me Google it. Oh, a B person and an O person can make, oh, negative, baby. Oh, my God. Like, look, Sean was wrong. And so then Taya has to go and confront Sean. And she tells him at the ice cream parlor.
So nobody like heard about it when it was first brought up by Sean and decided to do their own Google research. Like, what about you, Tyler? You're the one who's getting lambasted by Sean for sending this text to the group chat or whatever, which with the blood type. Like, you didn't think maybe, let me just check Google though and verify this information from
Yeah.
Sean. Of course not, because it's just a storyline.
This was
it's
like
not real.
totally TLC producers being like,
Mhm.
this would be so great for drama because you guys are arguing about the paternity, when probably like in real life they probably know who the fathers are of all
Mhm.
the kids. Like they probably don't care. Just like how in real life they're probably not a closed quad. They
Mhm.
probably have other people coming in from time
Mhm.
to time and it's like not that big of a deal. Like it's just all lies.
It's bad.
It's so bad. And then we meet another poly couple at the very end of this weird season, Lex and Chris.
And so to remind everybody, Taya, who this whole show is about apparently,
Yeah.
has been talking to Lexi, who lives 12 hours away. And she really likes Lexi. And, you know, Taya's been feeling in her pansexual self like she really needs a box to et.
Yeah.
And so Lexi's got a box.
Yeah.
And they've been talking. And so she would like for Lexi to come on over to Oregon or pass on through Lebanon or whatever. And so maybe they could all just get together and spend some time together and she could et the box.
Yeah. Because she needs that need to be fulfilled.
Oh my God, when we get to the part where she's asking if they can open it and she is so offended that Tyler wants to open it to them, I'm like, what is going on right now?
Oh my God, that was actually absolutely wild.
Well, let's talk about Lexi first, and then let's get to that because
Okay.
we meet Lexi and her husband, and they seem like perfectly nice people, except there's got to be a screw loose if you want to hang out with these people. Like, how do you not walk into the room, sniff the energy, see Humpty Dumpty sitting there with the children and be like, oh, I'm piecing the F out.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
For real, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And like we talk about them briefly about how they were like involved in some triad or something or tripod, and like I don't know what it means because there's so many terms in the polyamory community, so like don't come at me if I'm getting it wrong. But like I guess Lexi didn't like that dynamic because they were only favoring her husband. I wonder why, because you don't look like a price yourself.
Oh my God, judgy.
I'm sorry, I hate these people.
Okay.
I hate them all
right, well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Well, I'm just going to say the rumor is that Taya and Lexi had actually been dating for quite some time by the time they actually filmed this, but that the reason that Lexi and her husband Chris broke up with this degenerate polycule is because they found out about Sean's allegations. Allegedly, that is why. And so once they heard about it, because they have kids, and they brought the kids to the Lebanon farm.
Yeah.
And so they learn about their background and they're like, we can't hang out with you. This can't be a thing. And so that is why Lexi dumped Taya. And back to Instagram, I believe Taya made a post fairly recently here saying like, I'm not ready to talk about Lexi.
Yeah. I'm unhealed
where it concerns Lexi. I'm like, okay. She dumped you because you're married to an alleged PDF file.
Yeah. Well, and that's like the thing that's so fucking stupid. It's like, so online you're saying it out loud that you guys have been dating. But like in this episode, on this show, it's all about, well, we have a connection and like we're really like into each other, but like we can't date because I'm a closed quad. And like, so we haven't done anything yet, but like we talk every day. So we're pretending like you guys haven't been in a full-fledged relationship this entire time and acting like you want to establish this connection. And then we have the discussion where you're talking to the rest of the quad about how you want to open it up.
But before we get there, can we just talk about if this was really happening in real life and your friend Lexi took you out for coffee so she could tell you that she's crushing so hard on you because you're so hot, Dea. And you haven't discussed this yet with your polycule and you're entertaining a conversation wherein you're like, I feel really validated because I'm feeling the same thing for you. Like, aren't you already betraying your polycule?
Yes.
That's like if your friend sat you down and said, Beatrice, you're so hot. I'm crushing on you hard. And you're like, oh my God, thank you. I'm feeling the same way. But let me talk to my wife.
Right.
There's something inherently wrong with that.
There's already a betrayal
but they're immoral anyway, so I guess they wouldn't notice.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because, again, like these fake rules that they have are just for the show. Because like in real life, they probably all have their own extra people, maybe.
I don't know. Alicia seems pretty
probably not
upset. And let me just say, let me backtrack a second. I don't think they're immoral because they're polyamorous. Not at all. And I've said it throughout the entire podcast. I'm fully in support of alternative lifestyles. You know, like, do you? I don't care. They're immoral because of the allegations and what they're allowing to happen around the kids that we can see in this show, allegedly, in my opinion, just to clarify.
Sure.
So back to Taya sitting down the rest of the polycule to let them know that she's crushing hard on Lexi and she's really
to eat that box.
Thinking about eating the box.
So bad.
And she wants to open up the polycule, but just for herself. And she feels like it should be just for herself because she's pansexual.
Which is absolutely insane.
And because she's pansexual and has a different designation, I guess, for her sexuality, she should be entitled to do whatever the fuck she wants in her hedonistic lifestyle. But everybody else has to stay in the closed polycule.
So crazy and so selfish, like inherently selfish.
Narcissism.
And so, I mean, this whole season has been about Atea and like what she gets and what her needs are. Like, it all revolves around her for some reason because of her magical punani. I don't get it. And I think like Sean defends it and is like, yeah, because she can't get her need elsewhere because Alicia's straight and won't let Taya violate her and eat her box. And so Taya needs to have that need met. And it's Tyler who's arguing about it and saying that he has a moral issue, an ethical issue with not being able to explore that himself or have Alicia or Sean or whatever. They should open up the entire quad. And Taya gets big mad about it.
Yeah, very, very, very much so. She's sitting there just frowning in her recliner with her yoga pants. I'm going to leave it right there. And I was like Team Tyler insofar as I have to enter the ring with you, degenerates, and argue from the place of your weird lifestyle.
Yeah.
But based on your weird lifestyle and the rules that you guys have set forth, well, then Tyler should feel completely empowered to also step out of the polycule and go pursue any box he wants to. That seems fine, but not to Taya and not to Alicia.
Yeah.
Because Alicia is already struggling with the fact that Tyler is banging Taya and seems to prefer Taya and might be deeply in love with Taya, whereas she's not getting any sex from Sean, and it sounds like maybe not Tyler either, who's
probably
her
not
actual legal husband. So now she's going to have to compete with another woman, not just Taya's woman, but Tyler wants to bring in a woman, and she's already having to deal with her jealousy and constantly sacrifice because nobody respects their agreement to not talk about their personal sex lives around her. They're constantly doing it.
All the time.
They're constantly doing it. And then they're like, why is she so mad?
Yeah.
Sean is like, well, why are you so mad that I mentioned that we had sex before I left the bed or whatever? Why are you so mad? And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And I'm thinking to myself, Sean, so you can say, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it, but Tyler couldn't say, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to send the text to the group chat with the blood type.
Double standard.
But you get to spend 3 episodes crying like a big backed baby, back rolls, and Alicia can't be upset because for the umpteenth time, you guys are stomping all over her boundaries?
Well, and like, you know, to Sean's disgusting credit, like, yeah, I mean, Alicia, why are you getting upset about knowing about other people's sex lives when you're in this arrangement, knowing that your husband is banging Taya literally every single other night? Like, at the same time, like, I get Alicia being upset about and just being like, can you just, like, please just not talk about it when I'm around the room? Can you just, like, wait until I'm, like, at the grocery store and then you can talk about it wherever you want? Like, I get that. But, like, these people obviously don't respect her. They don't give a shit about her. They don't care that she's no contact with her only living parent, that she just desperately wants to have a relationship with. They absolutely love it. And like, that's what's so fucked up is that they are making it so that Tyler and Alicia's kids don't get to have a relationship with their grandfather either. Because their grandfather, who's probably old as fuck and totally set in his ways, doesn't accept their alternative lifestyle. I mean,
or the fact that Sean is hanging around his grandkids.
Yeah.
That's what I think it probably is.
They want us to believe that it's all about their lifestyle.
And it's so miserable to see Alicia continuing to approach these people, and Sean in particular, asking almost for his permission to have a relationship with her father, as if he has control over what she, well, he does. He does have control over what she ultimately does. And it's really sad. And in this kind of final scene where they're all sitting there with Taya, she still has no control. She doesn't have any control over Taya and her decision to blow up the polycule. She has no control over her legal husband, Tyler, who is now out of spite, which is what Taya says, now out of spite, going to go seek out another relationship that Alicia is going to have to contend with. And then you have Sean, who doesn't give a fuck, and any opportunity he can take to make Alicia feel even less than, he's going to take.
It's disgusting.
It's really sad.
And that's why this whole quad is so gross. Like, it's all of it combined. It's all the allegations against Sean. It's the mistreatment and bullying of Alicia and the isolation of her. It's like all of this and all of the sex talk. Like, I want to even think about y'all bumping uglies. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to think about it. I couldn't even believe that we had a scene of Taya just going to jerk off Sean in the bathroom. I'm just like, this is TLC. This is the Learning Channel. This is a family channel. There's kids on this show.
Yeah.
And we have this scene in there. I'm just like, I can't. And then the fucking edible body paint.
Yeah.
I can't. This whole show was crazy.
Yes.
We saw it through, though. We wanted to give up.
Yeah, I did. I broached this subject with Beatrice 1 or 2 weeks ago, or both of those weeks. And I'm like, would anybody notice if we didn't see this through? And you're like, I think we've like quit on a couple of shows and people really don't like it when we quit. So we have to see it through. And I'm like, all right.
But we did.
We did. We saw it through. And
we did.
Thank God TLC had the foresight to pull the damn plug.
Honestly, I'm so glad.
These people.
Because I don't think I could have watched another episode. Even like watching these 2 episodes, I'm like, This is taking forever.
Yeah.
It's sucking my life away, like in The Princess Bride.
Increment of time I could be doing anything else. I want to be doing anything else.
Good Lord.
But it's over now.
It's over. What are we going to cover next? Are we going to cover anything? Do you guys want us to cover anything?
What do you guys want us to cover?
Yeah, because like Sister Wives is almost going to be done. And like, do we want to go back to rewinds? Do you want us to do something else?
Yeah, I would love some feedback on this.
Please.
I know that Polyfamily is being replaced by 1,000-pound roommates.
Oh.
Which a couple of girls who are going to get some of that bariatric surgery.
I do like some 1,000-pound people.
We do like 1,000-pound context. Yeah. I love that very much. But again, I haven't heard anything about Plathville coming back. I would love Seeking Sister Wives to come back with the Merrifields.
With Garrett.
Oh, God.
Talk about a degenerate.
That'd be great, but I'm not hearing anything about that.
Me neither.
So I don't know.
Yeah, we're Seeking Brother Husband. Did they like cancel that?
I think they canceled that. And You, Me, and My Ex. That was pretty fun.
Oh, that was lit. I want that to come back.
You, Me, and My Ex was
That was great, actually.
Fun. Yeah. We could go back to 90 Day Fiancé. There's always a franchise launching.
There's so much 90 Day Fiancé.
I know. Let us know what y'all think, because otherwise we can do rewinds until something hits and inspires us. And that's cool too.
Gets us excited or whatever. But we would love your feedback. We ask for it, and sometimes we don't get it.
Yeah, why?
It's kind of rude.
It is
like, just like
rude.
leave us a comment or something. Are you even listening?
Or go to Instagram. First of all, follow us.
Yeah.
And then you can send a DM to Beatrice and let her know what your thoughts are. Maybe you could run some polls and ask the folks if you can be arsed.
Yeah, I can do that.
Can you be arsed?
I can do that.
Run some polls and see what Well, I was actually looking up some subreddits that kind of are popping off with reality TV and some TLC stuff. And there's My Big Fat Fabulous Life with Whitney Thor or whatever her name is.
Lady.
I hate her so much.
She is so awful.
I think I watched the first 5 seasons and I just could not.
I don't even know how you
her
suffered
anymore.
through that.
But that show's still on.
It is still on.
And then it's like this 7 Little Johnstons, which I am quite interested
that's
in.
messy.
I'm interested in. I don't know if they have a current season, if they're going to have another one coming up, but we could maybe do the last season of
do
that.
a rewind of that. Yeah,
I am interested.
Okay.
So let us know what y'all are thinking. Well, is there anything else that we need to do before we get up on out of here and the thunder's coming,
I know,
Beatrice?
there's a thunderstorm out here. If you like what we do, please go to your favorite podcast platform and leave us a glowing 5-star review. Really helps us grow the pod so more people can join us in this dumpster. We really appreciate it, so thank you very much.
We will be back next week to talk Sister Wives.
Yeah.
No Polyfamily.
Thank God.
Thank God we'll have a break, and we're giving you a break too. But until then, please do not forget that we have nothing but love for you, and peace out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.